Is a BAP statement an acknowledgement that that we are indeed dealing with speculative trading in the forex exchange market since the peso's weakening? How big of a problem are we dealing with here?
Good morning, Danny. Good morning, Jester. Good morning to everyone. Now, well, it's not necessarily that there's an acknowledgement of a speculation. It's just what you call a recognition that when the peso depreciates, it tempts a lot of people to ride into the depreciation and start buying dollars even if they don't have any legitimate purpose. So that trend is a normal tends to happen during periods of rapid peso depreciation. So what we're saying is that there are rules that has been promulgated, there are regulations, and that we will make sure that we strictly follow those rules. It is not to curtail the purchases of foreign currency, but it's more to stay within the rules so that whatever the country needs, whatever legitimate needs our countrymen will need in their daily lives could be given access to. But hopefully those that are meant for nothing except to take advantage of the peso depreciation that we try to avoid, because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Instead of it aggravates the situation. No? Instead of it depreciating only by so much, it magnifies. A lot of people who have no business buying foreign currency starts to buy foreign currency. And it could also hurt them, because when things settle down and it turns out that that's like what happened in previous years, and it turns out that the peso should not weaken, and then they're faced with a lot of losses when the peso comes back. So all of these things could happen. And what we want is just, we don't want a lot of people hurt. We want an orderly market. We like commerce to proceed and the economy to function as normally as it should.
But how exactly is that trend more pronounced now that the peso has reached this record low that we're seeing?
Well, it's very difficult to dissect exactly how much that. But my own sense is, I don't think it's widespread.
Okay.
It's just that the dollar is really strong because the U.S. economy is always a safe haven whenever there is uncertainty in the world. Because the U.S. economy is still the most powerful economy. It's the biggest economy. People trust it. So whenever there are uncertainties, people flock to the U.S. dollars.
Okay.
That's just the way it is.
Sir, can you clarify what type of interventions are we talking about here? Because are there not already existing market mechanisms? For instance, the maximum amount that can be traded in a day, the differential in the markets, for example, you have 50%, stock price jump. Are there not already such mechanisms? Are you only asking them to be more transparent and fair, or will there be interventions, yes and no situations wherein the peso or the dollar can be traded?
Well, when it comes to the banks, I don't think there's much problem because, as you said, the rules are very clear. Now, the case of the public or anything outside the banks, it's a bit more tricky because many transactions are allowed. The BSP has liberalized the foreign exchange market to the extent that it could. So there are nuances within the rules that we're just telling our member banks that please check and make sure it's compliant with the rules, so that people don't encourage to fund any speculative activities.
So it's more compliance, sir, that's going to be happening rather than additional restrictions or interventions.
Yeah, because we have been entrusted by the Bangko Sentral. We've been given a lot of leeway to execute the rules. So we just want to make sure that we're doing our part and that we are following, we are executing the regulations as intended. Because what we don't want to happen is to aggravate the situation, and because we really appreciate the liberalization of the market. I think we think it's very helpful for the economy and for the well functioning of the markets.